Unless you're a member of the top 1% of Americans, your credit rating is your only access to buying a house or buying a car, even buying a cell phone for that matter. That rating number means everything to the banks, and even the slightest error on your credit report could prevent you from buying a home or getting a new car. That's why a recent FTC report was such a shock when it revealed that millions of Americans have bad mistakes on the reports that weren't supposed to be there. Joining me now to talk about the FTC report and what it means for consumers is Howard Nations. Howard, the FTC is giving us some information that consumers ought to be very, very concerned about where it comes to their credit rating. Lay that story out for us.
Well, in 2004, the Congress told the FTC that they wanted to report every 2 years on the activities of the credit reporting services because it was an obvious problem. They were getting complaints from their constituents. So in the latest report, which came out last week, the 2012 report, the FTC has determined, rather astonishingly, that of the 200 million people who are on whom they keep credit reports, they found that 40 million of those people have errors in the credit reports, and 20 million have errors that adversely affect their credit scores. And the adverse affecting of credit scores can have absolutely devastating repercussions on us as consumers. A quick example.
Well, Howard, if you think about, I mean, isn't the problem, unless you're in that top 1% that doesn't worry about credit, you have to go buy, you have to buy a car, you got to buy a house, you have to have good credit rating in order to function in today's society. So now the FTC is telling us that there's about a 27% failure in how accurate these reports are. But isn't part of the problem, Howard, that these credit reports aren't really, they're not for consumers, they're for business. We think that credit report is made to make our lives better, but it's not. It's made to make the bank's lives better, isn't it? Explain that.
Well, the actual customers of the credit bureaus are the banks, credit card companies, and the mortgage companies, and other businesses who order reports on individual consumers. They are the customers. The consumer, who is the subject of the report, is not at all their concern. They make their money by selling the credit reports on consumers to banks, credit card companies, and mortgage companies. So those are their customers.